Hey there, this is Teacher Podcast, episode 148, Lend versus Borrow. My name's Ola, I teach English since 2012, and I believe you can eliminate your language blockade. The secret word here is consistency. There are other secret words too, that's why I record these podcast episodes, and each comes with a little worksheet, a one-pager, to help you digest and test what you've practiced here. You can speak English with more confidence, slay that fear, and enjoy fluent communication. Visit my website for full transcripts and worksheets to each episode. Visit my shop at teacherola.com and enjoy your journey to fluency. Happy learning! Hello! Thank you for pressing or tapping play. Lend versus borrow. These two words are a source of confusion for many English learners. The reason is they have about the same meaning, but they differ in the direction, so to speak. The subject and or the object of the sentence are not the same. It'll become clear in a moment, trust me. But first, let me remind you that you can meet me live on Instagram every Thursday at 11 a.m. I jump in live just for a quick chat, 20 minutes or so, to discuss some language-related tips. Join me this Thursday at 11 live on Instagram. Those videos, Top Talks, are later uploaded on YouTube and Facebook, so choose the place you fancy and have a listen. Don't forget to leave a comment. There's a worksheet dedicated to these sentences we're gonna practice in a while, so go grab it at teacherola.com/148 or find it in your inbox. Secondly or thirdly, visit my shop, buy a worksheet set and have them all in one place. They're editable. Check out my ebook with episode transcripts. If you're interested in learning English with TV series, check out the links below. I am working on my Speak English with Netflix course, a program focused on one skill only, on speaking. To try it on for a size, grab a checklist. The link is in the description. Speak English with Netflix online course is coming, but I also intend to open a live course for a group of 6 people to learn speaking English, eliminating a language blockade in a small but driven group of 6 people. It's gonna be based on a Netflix show titled Grace and Frankie. If you want to eliminate your language blockade with me and 5 other people during 13 live lessons, let me know. Send an email at contact@teacherola.com or DM me on Instagram. Thanks for your patience, and let's get back to the episode. Lend means give something to someone for a short time, expecting that you will get it back. The past simple form is lent with T, and the past participle form is the same as past simple, so again, lend. Lend, lent, lent. 2 example sentences, just listen. I lent Anna my books in English. I rarely lend money. Borrow means to get something from someone, intending to give it back after a short time. This is a regular verb, so the past and past participle are the same. Borrowed, borrowed. 2 example sentences. I decided not to buy a tent, and so I borrowed it. Adam used to borrow my clothes when we were roommates. They are extremely similar, and for speakers of many languages, the confusion stems from the fact that they have one word for both directions, like in Polish, for instance. Pożycz mi, ja pożyczyłam od kogoś. In English, lend me, and I borrowed it from someone. How to differentiate between the two and never struggle with the choice? I have a little trick, and this trick has helped me and my students. Try to memorize that lend means give. I gave you my pen. I lent you my pen. It works. Can you give me your book? Can you lend me your book? After all, lend means give for some time, not forever. Borrow, on the other hand, is very similar to get or take, or to receive. For instance, I received a dress. I borrowed a dress. I received a tent. I borrowed a tent. Borrow means to receive for some time, not forever. I borrowed a dress. I received it for some time. I didn't give it. I didn't lend it. Quite the opposite. I borrowed a dress. I got it. I took it. I received it. Now, the essential thing to embrace now is how to memorize which is which. Let's test it. Do you remember what word can replace lend and what replaces borrow? Give, get, take, give. Listen, lend and give have the same number of letters. So that's how I memorized that they share the same meaning, 4 letters. This is just mnemonic. And now, borrow means get or take, but I prefer the word receive. Borrow and receive don't have the same number of letters, though they have the same number of syllables. In other words, they are long words. Borrow means receive, not give, because borrow is a long word like receive. Listen again. Don't multitask and listen carefully. Please focus. Lend, give. I can give you my pen. I can lend you my pen. Borrow, receive. I received her pen. I borrowed her pen. Now, listen to these examples and try to notice if the meaning comes any faster now that you understand the rule, okay? Listen up. Can I borrow your dictionary? May I borrow your pen? I borrowed Adam's jacket. I let them borrow my equipment. I can't lend you this. Lend your sister a car for the day. My granny is lending me her necklace for the party. Would you lend me some cash? That's pretty much it for today, but I've got some additional tips. Firstly, we don't borrow nor lend things that can't move. You don't borrow or lend a kitchen or a swimming pool or garage or washing machine, office. What you should say is use. Can I use your garage? Can I use your washing machine? Mine's out of whack. She uses my office while I'm on holiday. Secondly, notice that the prepositions that often follow the verbs are different. We borrow from someone, but we lend to someone. I don't have my car this week. I've lent it to my sister. It's not my bike. I borrowed it from Adam. The third tip is don't add personal pronouns after the verb borrow, okay? So you don't say, I borrowed her, my bag, her, him, me, you, them. These are personal pronouns you don't use after borrow, just like they wouldn't work after receive. Receive me is wrong, and borrow me is equally incorrect. Still, personal pronouns work just fine after lend. For instance, lend me 20 euro. Me is okay after lend because it is correct after give, right? Give me 20 euro. Lend me 20 euro. Now let's practice. Listen and repeat out loud. Did Linda lend you her phone? Did Linda lend you her phone? Can I borrow $10? Can I borrow $10? Can you lend me $10? Can you lend me $10? I don't remember when was the last time I borrowed a book from a library. I don't remember when was the last time I borrowed a book from a library. I don't like to borrow money from my friends. I don't like to borrow money from my friends. Don't lend him your car. He's a terrible driver. Don't lend him your car. He's a terrible driver. I used to borrow my sister's clothes when we lived together. I used to borrow my sister's clothes when we lived together. You borrowed my tennis rackets, but you haven't given them back yet. You borrowed my tennis rackets, but you haven't given them back yet. I can lend you some money if you need any. I can lend you some money if you need any. I lent Tana my books in English. I lent Tana my books in English. I rarely lend money. I rarely lend money. You nailed it! Now go to your inbox, get the worksheet and practice some more. If you aren't a member of Top People, download the worksheet from teacherola.com/148. If you find this episode useful, tell your friends about my podcast and share it with one person, someone who needs it. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next Wednesday. It's gonna be about spaced repetition. Happy learning, take care, stay fearless and say it out loud. Bye!